So we're going to make the caudal fin and the dorsal fin. And let's pull up that layer dialog box. LA enter. And our fin lines is the active layer. We got that. And let's come in here and let's trace this over. And we could turn off the sharp body. And we'll use our curve interpolate points. And we'll come here and we've got curves there. And we'll do our interpolate points curve. And I'll come here and this mouse a little sticky. And to get that sharp corner, I'm just going to overextend this curve. And I'm just going to come in here and do a couple of separate curves. Instead of trying to, you notice that interpolate points doesn't make sharp corners well. So I'm just going to start new curves. And I'm going to come in here. And notice also that as you're tracing this, and you're seeing that this is fairly low res scan. So if you get really close, you're just looking at a bunch of pixels. You can't really see very much. So you got to be sort of further away. And take it from there, and I'm going to come here and get these curves, and I'm going to come around, and I've got my curves overextended, and I'm going to hide the background bitmap so we can see what is happening. I'm going to hide that, and curves are a little wobbly, so I'm just going to turn them on again. Version 6, you don't have to do the points, and just can delete some of them, and I'll move these points a little bit. I could take, you can see how it changes the curvature. Move that one just a bit, and take this one. That one, just get rid of. Yeah, it's nice. Now, maybe just move it. And I'm going to trim these out so that I have okay. Now since I'm doing a 2-rail sweep, I want to have curves in the front, 2 curves here and 2 curves here, and right now I have a bunch of curves in different sections, so I'm going to put a line, and I'm going to say that looks pretty good. I'm going to edit this curve and just bring it so it's here, right? And that's going to be my start. And I have that curve's good. I want to make a 2-rail sweep, bring it up to that point. These ones I'm going to join, and this one is good. And this one I want to split. Split it right here. So we'll use the split command, and we'll split this curve with this shape. And we'll give a trim here. So now I've got my curves, front, back, left, and let's come here and let's put in our cross section. And we'll use our same ellipse as our cross section, center based ellipse. And we'll come. That, and we'll do a sweep 2 rails. And before we do that, let's change it to that surface, and we'll go rail, rail, sweep, and that looks pretty good. And you know, judging relatively, I'm going to just edit that down a little bit, and I'm just going to just give that a little bit less. Now, if I would have recorded the history, I could have just done that in real time, but I didn't, so I have to delete the surface. So I'm going to do that again. 2-rail sweep. Oops. And now that, I'm glad that happened, right? That's not the one I want. I'm going to hold the control key, take that out of the selection, and hit that one, right? Right. So if you're selecting and you hit the wrong line, and you don't have to start over. Just unselect it. Take it out of the group, hold the control key on a on a PC. I'm not sure what you do on a Mac, to tell you the truth. So we got that, and we'll do that rail, 2 rail sweep front, back. And if I was working, not doing this as a video, I would get those curves a little bit less wrinkled, but I just want to get the concept across here. Now we have the selection menu. I'm sure you've seen this a lot of times. It comes up as two things, the curve and the polysurface edge. They're one and the same because they're sitting, we made that surface with that curve. But I'm going to take the edge just because if there was some adjustment of tolerances, I know that the surface is exactly where I want it. So I have that, and I'm going to join these two up. And I'm going to do let's put that bitmap back on. And I'm going to do the pectoral fin. Now the pectoral fin is foreshortened. It's not coming straight down, it's angled towards us. So we'll have to take a little liberties and maybe scale it up just a tad, because we know that it's not going straight down, it's coming at an angle. So we would be looking at the hypotenuse of a triangle. It's leaning away from us. So let's do our interpolate points. Let's wrap this up here. Let's go back to that layer. And we'll come here and like that. Let's give it a trim. And here, and let's get this one now. We'll put a line here. Now we're going to make this straight down, but we're going to rotate it so that it's not like a torpedo. It's not straight down. It has that angle down, which is called dihedral angle. So we'll get that ellipse from the center. We'll come and go midpoint, endpoint, and we'll get it nice and thin. And we'll do our 2 rail sweep. Okay, and let's go back in here, and we'll come and turn back on our shark. Okay, so now we want to change this. This fin isn't sitting there. We know it's angled. So what I'm going to do is come in the front view, and we'll refer to I want you to refer to some of the pictures, right? We know that fin is. Oh, look what I did! I made a rookie mistake. Wow. I made this flat. So what did I do wrong here, guys? Let's delete that. And that's a common mistake with it looks like it's right, except it ain't. It was it was horizontal. So how do we fix that? Well, we'll just rotate it. And we'll do a rotate 3D. And we'll go here and we'll say 90. And that's what we want. Okay, so let's do that sweep 2 rails. And now that has dimensionality, right? If you put that cross section in the same plane as the sweeps, you get a flat curve, a flat surface, which is not what we want. Okay, so I'll say that I wanted to do that to illustrate the common mistake, but that would not be completely truthful. I just messed up. So, but I fixed it. So here we are with this this fin sticking straight down, and it has dimension, right? So what we want to do is, when we're referring to our shark, it's going to be somewhere around that angle. So I'm going to use the rotate command in the front view. And we got that surface, and we'll take it from that point, and we'll give it, again, I want you to refer to your images and then say it's about there, right? So now that's looking a lot more like a shark than a torpedo. And while we're in our front view, let's put on ortho, F8, and let's give it a mirror. and come in tight, get a nice end point there, and just pull it up and getting a shark. Now it's got all the components. Well, you'll add some fins. Basically, you got the idea. You'll add those smaller fins, and we're going to do the teeth and the eyes next.